Let's speak now with former Congressman Bob Ney, former Republican congressman from Ohio. Hey, Bob, thanks for calling in.
Dave, how are you?
It's been way too long. I looked it up. It's actually been 2 years since you were last on the show.
Wow, too long.
And a lot has happened since in those 2 years. Number one is that your old buddy, Jack Abramoff, is now out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working, we didn't really talk too much about this with our audience. He's working at a kosher pizza house called Tav Pizza in Maryland, making around $10 an hour. What are your thoughts now? Of course, you did some time in was it a federal prison?
It was federal, Morgantown, West Virginia.
For your involvement in one particular scandal with Jack. What are your thoughts now that both you and he have served your time? He's still in a halfway house, I should mention.
Yes, he's going to be there for 6 months. He actually went through the drug rehab program called RDAP, and that requires 6 more months in a halfway house. So he'll be under a lot of restrictions. He can't do interviews or anything like that. I've been out of the halfway house, for well over a year. And then I started radio talk shows, that's how we met in New York City.
That's right.
But as far as being out, people have asked me what I think, and I wish Jack Abramoff no ill will. He's going to have a long road ahead of him. I know how that runs with the halfway house restrictions. He's not going to be able to pursue really another career. The pizza shop is probably, frankly, the best choice for him right now because it's very restrictive when you're in the halfway house environment. Ironically, Dave, within the last 2 weeks, the Supreme Court ruled the charge that I was charged under, honest fraud services, is unconstitutional, which put a pretty unique twist to this entire case. So what I was charged with has now been deemed unconstitutional. I had a second charge of a falsification of a document. And people do ask, how do you feel about that? But what it is, and you move on. And I've done that. I'm working on a nonprofit. So as far as Jack Abramoff, he's an adult. I'm an adult. We did what we did, and you pay the price, and you need to move on.
Have you had any contact with him since he's been out?
Oh, no. Number one, I haven't. Number two, I legally can't.
I see.
When you have a felony status and another person's on active probation, which I think his might be, 2 to 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Then he would have to report that. So we have had virtually zero contact.
Do you anticipate in the future, 5-10 years from now, that this is a guy you might be friends with someday?
Well, I don't consider him an enemy. And again, I can't lay this whole thing on Jack Abramoff. He did things.
Yeah.
I did things. Staff did things. But, I don't wish him any ill at all. I think we need to have grace for people. And I don't know that we would be friends in the sense of going out to dinner, especially at a restaurant.
Right.
but I don't wish him any ill will.
How did he suck you in? How did he suck in so many people? I mean, is he incredibly charming? I don't understand how so many people from all different walks of life ended up getting involved with this guy.
Well, a couple of things. It's a really good question. First of all, I was the only one that went to prison, but if anybody in this country is naive enough to think that I was the only one that ate dinners and I was the only one that went on golf trips, then they're on another planet.
Sure.
But again, what is. But as far as how he did that, with a lot of people that were obviously involved with him, from the president who denied it, and of course we all know the president knew him. Yeah. But as far as he was very charming, very charismatic, and I've got to tell you something too. I consider Jack Abramoff a man of faith. I really did. I considered him a very religious person, Orthodox Jew, very practicing of his religion, and he was nothing but charming. I never heard terrible things come out of his mouth or how he was going to get people. And Jack never came to me and said, "By the way, do this and I'll give you that." He just. I can name a lot of other people that I mistrusted.
Midweek Politics is made possible in part by CSR Wire, the corporate social responsibility newswire at csrwire.com, by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.